Hello friends, welcome to another What I Eat in a Day. Today is day 4 of my 7-day Nutrisystem Regroup, as I'm calling it, where I eat between 1,000 and I'm going to say 1,200 calories a day. Probably more, 1,200, because I'm thinking I really need to be at that amount in order to feel full enough and not binge eat at night. And so that's probably what you're going to see at the end of today's day. More of eating, more of a 1,200 calories for the day. In any event, always have my water. 64 ounces a day is the recommended, and that is what I shoot for. I always account for 1 cup of this almond milk in my day because this goes into my coffee and tea, and I just track it. What I usually have, and I will be having later on this morning, is my Nutrisystem Shake, which is my favorite to have. I find it to be the most filling and satisfying. And if I don't have this, there's several others that I use that are, I won't say the equivalent of this, but pretty close. Breakfast will be at 3 p.m. this afternoon-ish with my tea or coffee. And today it's going to be Nutrisystem frozen waffles. These are absolutely delicious. If you have not tried them and you're thinking of ordering Nutrisystem, whether you're on the plan or you're doing a la carte or what have you, definitely give these a try. They're really, really good. I'll probably put some sugar-free syrup on them and some parquet spray. Lunch. I'm going to be having this melt today. It's called the Southwest Fiesta Melt. I'll read it to you. It's a mix of spicy brown rice, black beans, corn, cheese, packed in a hearty roll. Have had these several times. Really, really yummy. I'll probably put some fat-free cheese on it. We'll see. And I'll have that with a salad for sure. For my dinner, I'm going to go with mac and cheese. This is really a stick to your ribs kind of meal. It's cooler out. I'm looking for something more comfy kind of food. So I'll have this, and I'll probably use up the remainder of yesterday's broccoli and have that either mixed in or on the side. For dessert, I have a multitude of these, and it's not a wonder why, because they're probably up there as my absolute favorite Nutrisystem frozen dessert. This is the cream-filled cupcake. It's the texture more or less of a devil dog, even though it's a cupcake. It's not a devil's food cupcake like a Yankee Doodle texture, but it's nonetheless very delicious. And I'll probably put some of that raspberry sugar-free jam on it again and some Cool Whip. We'll have to see how it goes. Whatever I'm in the mood for later on. So that's going to do it for now for what I'm going to eat. I have you all set up to now turn you around so that you can see how I prepare it, plate it, and enjoy it. You won't see the enjoying part, but I'll tell you right now, I'll enjoy all of it, as I usually do. Okay, so let's just turn around and see how the day goes. I just wanted to quickly show you that I ended up making myself a hot chocolate out of my Nutrisystem Shake this morning, because I'm really feeling the cold. So what I did is I mixed the packet with a little bit of almond milk, and then I added in a cup of hot water. And this is what, I mixed it up, and this is my result. I did have this last winter and kind of forgot about it, so it's coming in handy today because I am really chilly. Let me show you the tracking for the breakfast and the shake this morning. Okay. I'm going to go have this now and hope that it warms me up. Here is my lunch for today. I am having the tossed salad. This just has raw onion and some cut up grape tomatoes in it and some of this Skinny Girl Chipotle Ranch. And what else? Oh, and my homemade croutons. This is the Southwest Fiesta Melt. What I did is cut it open, and I added some Velveeta shreds. I added some non-fat Greek yogurt, some regular salsa, and some of this cowboy caviar. This has 25 calories for 2 tablespoons. I only used 1. This dressing has 15 calories for 2 tablespoons. I only used about 1.5. On to the nutritional facts. For those that are interested, there you go. And so far as tracking, okay, here we are. This is how I tracked everything. So I am really looking forward to having this, as I usually am looking forward to having my food. But this is just like a little bit of a hacking that I did, just to keep things a little bit more interesting. I'm gonna go enjoy this now. Here is my dinner for tonight. It is the Nutrisystem cheddar mac and cheese frozen entree. I have sauteed broccoli here, and I also have half a can of the Italian style diced tomatoes, which I had sauteed and cooked down with some seasonings. In the mac and cheese is a serving of shrimp. I don't know if you can see them there. They're kind of small. They're salad shrimp. And it smells very good. I haven't had shrimp and mac and cheese in quite some time. I'm looking forward to that. And let me show you the nutrition facts. Let me see if I can do that without the shadow, for those who are interested. And here is the tracking information for this meal. I think, yeah, that's good. You can see that. Okay. This is dinner for tonight. I briefly mentioned this morning that I was going to possibly increase my calories so that I don't binge eat at night. What I've done now is made a compliant PM snack, and I've just tracked it. If I end up not having it, I don't have it. If I have it, then it's already accounted for. I want to be safe than sorry. I don't want to mess up. So what do we have here? This is the Nutrisystem frozen chocolate cream filled cupcake, and what I've done is drizzled a tablespoon of the Palantir sugar-free seedless raspberry jam, which I did melt in the microwave. So that's what you see, the red over top. I'm going to explain this to you in a minute. So let me give you the nutrition facts for the cupcake, for those who are interested. And then I'm going to move you on over to the tracking sheet, in case anybody's interested in that. This is the PM snack and the dessert information, okay? So what do we have here? Literally, this is 2 Wasa crackers and a half cup of non-fat cottage cheese and 2 tablespoons of pumpkin, canned packed pumpkin, not pumpkin pie filling, with some spices. I have in here 2 packages of stevia. I have some pumpkin pie spice, some pumpkin pie extract, and what I'm going to do is make a little separate video on that for anybody who's interested. It's really not a recipe, but I did video what I was doing step by step and how I did it. So I'll put that up, I don't know, sometime either this evening or tomorrow. And then I will come back to this video and put the link in for future reference for everyone. Why are these waffles here? Well, I postponed eating them all the way until tonight. I am going to end up eating them definitely tonight instead of binging. And I'm just trying to do the best I can to keep myself from binging. Got to keep trying, right? So, looking forward to having all this at some point in time tonight. Welcome to the end of day 4 of my 7-day regroup on Nutrisystem. Before I get started with the totals for the day, I want to let you know that I did do a taste test. I'm not going to make a recipe video for this. It needs tweaking. Is it edible to me? Yeah. But is it something I want to share as a recipe? Not at this moment in time. It needs work. So I'm just going to leave that as that. I'm tracking it as cottage cheese and Wasa crackers, as I showed you already, and not calling it a recipe. So in any event, I would make this crustless in a heartbeat because I think the texture is very good, but it's also something that's meant to be spread on Wasa cracker without baking. The texture is good, the flavor is good in the cottage cheese part. Wasa crackers need a little work. Okay, so that being said, let me get to the final tallies for the day in terms of tracking. I used 8 out of 8 power fuels on Nutrisystem, 5 smart carbs. I have used 3 extras and 88 vegetables, not 4. I want to say I came in at maybe 8. I have at dinner, I have 8. So that's crazy. 4 for dinner and 3 for lunch. So that's 7 altogether. In terms of Weight Watchers, I had 5. I got 5 points for vegetables today and 1 for water, extras. So 27 personal points were used. I get 24, but because I have +6 on the water and the veg, I actually came out with my tally is 4, which will roll over to tomorrow. In terms of bites, it's a disaster, which I could have told you, and I'm sure right now you know it would be. I used 34 bites. I only get 23. Even with activity, I would still be short and blowing, probably if I continue this way every day, blowing my weeklies. But again, my purpose in tracking it and showing you is so that you can maybe, if you wanted to use, as I said this morning and in other videos, some of the Nutrisystem foods, you definitely could do that. You don't have to eat Nutrisystem all day. You could even flex, although I don't know why you'd want to do that if you're on Better Balance. But again, if you want to incorporate some easy peasy meals, this is a way to do it and make it livable for yourself. And also, most importantly, that you enjoy the food. So I came in at 1,205 calories. I did say that I was considering not worrying about increasing my calories. Again, my plan is to have the extra food at night so that I don't binge, because it makes no sense to eat 1,000 calories if I end up binging. I tried. I said I was going to try. Not really working for me as of last night. So I want to find a way around it. I can't battle it, because it will happen. It's kind of like I become a different person. It's out of my control. Not to make excuses. I just don't know what else to say, because all day long, I don't even think about food. I go to my next meal, I eat it, I enjoy it, I move on. Come the nighttime, as the night progresses, I just start looking for food. I start grazing. So, in any event, I don't want to go on and on about that, but I do think this is a good plan for me to circumvent the issue without trying to battle the issue. You know, I feel that I have to pick my battles. Part of me, because I am moving one of my kitties out of the way, who's about to come into the camera because she likes that. Anyway, so I'm going to thank you all very much for watching. I'm sorry, very much for watching this video. And I'm going to look forward to seeing you again in the next one. Please stay well. And I'm saying goodbye for now. Thanks.